it's just gonna come, the data is gonna come as the close price, like you can see from here, like this. So I would recommend you use this instead of going for every step each to take off the unnecessary data. So it will be much faster and easier for you. So let's just cut this part, and yeah. And after that, I want to continue with, okay, since we have the prices here, I want them to return as the return. So we have the price exchange for that, the formula. So I will do like this. Data, new, go on and change. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now we're gonna have them all the close prices at the percentage change. And let's go another cell and we can need the, so you can check it. Oh, sorry. Let's start over because I used another one, so go with this. So here we have them as the percentage change instead of the prices. We turn the prices to our returns. But we have here the non-number section because excess returns are like calculated from the second page because it's a percentage change. Of course, it's gonna be in like it cannot start with the first one. So I want this date to go out, and how I do it, it's just I'm gonna use the drop now. So that's not here anymore. So I recommend you to not forget this because then your whole calculation is gonna be full of, unnecessary information in it, like the empty cells. You can think like this. So let's continue with now we have our data drop now, and yeah, okay, now we have our data as daily, but since we have only one stock and we're gonna also use our factors in the overall formula, so I want this data be just monthly instead of daily, so it can be easier to see and understand what's happening instead of just checking daily historical data. So how do I turn this data to monthly instead of daily? So there are like lots of options, of course, you can use, but something that I find really easy to understand and easy to use would be this one, like this code or this comment. So you continue with the let's go like this, monthly, I would say. And then you go use the resample. Yeah. And for here, I would write M as monthly, and then aggregate comment, and you can have your lambda. And after that, it was the, sorry, and then you go with the x plus 1 for the compound, and then you continue with the prod, and then -1 you have to put. So we have this, and then let's check the hat. How does it look like? Okay, so we see a warning here. What does the warning says? Let's check. So it says like in the future. So this is not an error, as you know. So you can like check the warnings and understand better, and maybe you can change your coding. So it can be good. Like here it says like for the future warning, it's a future warning. So the M is depreciated and will be removed and in the future version, please UME. So I can change it or not. It doesn't matter right now, but for the future, like maybe in couple days, couple weeks, couple months or something, they're gonna change it forever. So then you're gonna have an error. So let's just take this into our attention and change it like me. So it didn't change anything actually, but we just don't have the warning anymore, so it's perfect. So now we have our monthly data, like you see. It's end of the month instead of daily. So we have less, I would say less data that we can work on. So it's going to be more clear for us. And next, I want to extract data from a French factors. Like these factors I need now instead of CAPM. So how do I gather the data? So let's go. Let's say these are from a French factors like this, and I will use the R version, get data French, and this, this is the source I will use to get my French factors. So, and then you go with my start would be again the start date. Then my end will be end date. And yeah, now we have it. Yes, that's true. Let's run it. So here it also says a warning, but we're not gonna listen it anymore. And actually I can have this comment, so we don't have to deal with the warnings, but yeah, it's fine. So since we have the FAMA factors, they're not in the, how can I say it, like they're not as the percentages. So let's turn them to as a percentage. Factors, let me go like this, F factors, second, so we have 0, now divided to 100, and yeah. And we can just check what's going on with our factors now. That's wrong. So, print. So here we have our factors from a French three-factor model. We have the market premium monthly, as you can see. We have the size effect, we have the value effect, and we have the risk-free rate. Since this is like from like before 2020, so the risk-free rate was, of course, it's not 0, but it's so close to 0. That's why it's called as, like, we can say it's 0. But during COVID, I think it changed. But in this time period, it's like this. So we're gonna move on with that. And now we have our factors. Okay, let's say we have our data, we have our factors, but what can we do next? We have to merge the data together, and then we're gonna work on it. We're gonna put our regression on that merge data. So what do? We continue with the merging our data, sorry. Yeah, before that, actually, we have this. If we merge the data, you can see it like here. Our data, monthly data, is with the, the date is looking like with this 2015 01, the month, and then the day. But our factors are just like the year and the month. So if we merge it like this, then we're gonna have a problem. It's gonna be, our data frame will be empty because the dates are not suitable to each other. So what can I do for that? I can change the data monthly into just not giving the days, but just giving the months of the year version of it. So for that, I have to use the index command. So let's do that first. So I will get my monthly to index, and then I will go like data, monthly, index, and to period was use this, yeah. Then I will show you what I did actually. Monthly index, friends. Yeah, that's true. Let's continue with the merge data. Let's make the merge data. So let's merge our data, and I want to make it like this. So how I merge it, I use this command, merge, and then I continue with data monthly, and then my factors, factors, and then I continue with, I have to explain the factors, of course, here, QT minus IF, we close it, close the bracket, this, and then we close it, and then we use the SMT, then we use for the value effect, and then we have the risk-free, of course, again, and then close this, and then continue with the, so since I want to make the data like they look like the same on the same side, I would say we have to go with the left index. Needs to be true. And then we continue with the right index. Will be also true. And then I go with the how to do it. I will go inner version. And then we close it like this. That's true, right? Yeah, and I want to see the merge data heads. Yeah, okay. Let's run it. Okay. Yeah. Now we have all of them together. We merged our data. We have our Apple stock data. We have our factors for our regression. So we already completed, prepared our data. So it's perfect. Now we can run our regression on this data, merge data. So let's continue with running it. So it's almost the same formula like KPEM from the videos as you watched it already. So it's not that different, but it's really simple at the same time. So we have to put our independent variables and dependent variables. So what was our independent and dependent variables? So these are our factors, our independent variables, and our excess return will be our dependent variables. So I have to write them in a coding, write this formula. So our x would be our merged data. I will just copy paste here like this. That's true, right? Yeah. Close it. Then we go with the x again. And I go with the sum formula, and we add constant here because in the formula, what I'm writing there is like we need the alpha. Alpha is the how can I explain, like the non-used excess returns in the formula. I would say like it's the extra things that they're not that important to put as a factor, but we have to of course calculate that too. So I calculated with this comment here, and I write the constant and constants as x, and then now our dependent variable, and this would be our merge data again, and then brackets, and I will write it as the excess return. One second. Okay, this is better. Maybe my internet is a little bit confusing. So, sorry. So, yeah, we write as excess return or dependent variable, and then since we already put our variables, like what we want in the formula, we have to also write what's going to happen with these variables, of course. So I put it as our model from a French model, from a French three-factor model, and then I write the OLS regression command. So, and then we go with the y or dependent variable or factors, and then I put bit comment, and let's see what happens. I want to show you the summary table so we can understand what we did already and what we can get from these results. So yeah, let's run it. Why do I have a problem? So like you can see on the Python, it's really easy. It just shows you, you know, like the every oh sorry, I forgot one step. Oh, my mistake. Okay, let's go with doing this. So after we merged our data, we have to of course explain, like here it says like the excess return is not identified. So after we putting our merge data, we have to identify our excess return or dependent variable. Of course, I forgot that, so let's do that. But like I said, if you have an error in your command, it's really easy. You just need to read here and the Python is gonna tell you what happened, what's going wrong. So you don't have to, you know, try to think by yourself. You're just gonna see it from like the error section. So it's really helpful. So let's identify our excess return like this. I will identify it. So minus my risk-free rate. Okay, after this, now we are gonna run it. What's going on? Did I forget something? No, I didn't. Okay, let's see. We identified our factors, we merged our data, and then we go with our merge data excess returns. So, is there a problem with here? No, but here is going to be the same. Oh, okay, sorry. The R is small. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Now we have our regression result table, as you can see. So it was really easy and quick to solve all of it. Now, if you have any questions, I will check the chat. So I don't see any questions, but yeah. So let's stop sharing. So like I said, I don't see any questions, but I think I can explain you a little bit what we found from the regression table. In the meantime, if you have any questions regarding the form of French, like or exercise or any other thing, can you write it on the chat so I can answer after explaining the regression table? Otherwise, I will just continue with explaining the assignment and what I'm expecting you to do during the assignment. And yeah, so let's continue with explaining the regression table, what we found. And I will share my screen again with you. So, okay. So here we have our table, like I said, and you can see from we have R squared, we have our constant alpha coefficient, and we have our factors here, market premium factor, size effect factor, value factor, and then we also have our, the t-value, standard errors, etc. But here we are more interested in the R squared and the factors for the form of French, but you can also read everything from the regression table, like your dependent variable is the excess return, your model is this, the method is least squares, and the timing what we did today. So your observations are 48 and the covariance type is non-robust. I would say like the F statistics, the log likelihood, and everything from here you can understand what you have accomplished. So let's read the R squared will be means like the 33.7% of Apple's monthly excess returns are explained by the factors, this model. And here your alpha is like 0.0028. It's almost zero, so it doesn't have a significant effect, I would say. And your market premium is more than 1, so it's a positive. Highly significant effect, and that's the key driver, I would say. And for the size, it also doesn't have that much of effect, and the value is like the minus, but it's smaller than the 1. Also, it's highly significant, but there is a strong negative meaning behind it, like the asset behaves like a growth stock, and yeah, performing well when the value stocks are perform poorly. Yeah, and yeah, so after you have the regression table, you're gonna understand what you have done already, and then you can continue with doing your visualization. Until now, if you didn't have the error, like, and I would also recommend you to, like, even if you don't have any error, just check your results and understand if they're completely true and there are no errors in it, so then you can continue with your visualization. But if you just finished everything, the coding, let's stop sharing again. If you see so if you see all of the, like if you do all of your coding and then you see like the visualization, everything is there, and you prepare all your assignments, but you didn't check your regression table and everything is wrong, actually, like it cannot be like this, like your R squared is not something point something, but it's just like 350 or something, like you have some mistakes, like, or you collected the wrong data, or you gathered wrong from a French. Even the code works very well, it can happen sometimes, so you have to check your table and then continue with your visualization tables, like the charts and graphs. So since we have no question on the chat, you want to ask a question, I'm still waiting. I will give you like a couple minutes and then continue with explain the assignment. You can also ask via video. You don't have to write on the chat. So let's wait for a couple minutes. Yes, of course I can show you the, I think you mean the packages. We are importing the packages and libraries. Of course I can show you. So, yeah. So here, the imported packages that you need to import before starting running your code. So Yellow Finance is the importing the Yellow Finance as YF, and then you need your pandas and NumPy for data manipulation, and then you need the data reader, you need Matplotlib for visualization, and the math for basic math stats models is for the statistical, like more complex math, Seaborn again for visualization, and datetime for date. It's like just a helper, I would say, not a complete library, maybe like. And then of course again the data reader. So here I use maybe you can get like confused, like this one is the pandas data reader, and this was like just for the pandas data reader point data. It's a different, like not upgraded, but like you have this and then you have this on the top, something like that. And for the import warnings, like I said, if you don't want to see your warnings, like the pink or reddish written text under your code, just for the future warning, so you can just import this and then give a comment about this, and then you're not going to have it. So this is not that important package, but if you want to, of course you can have it, you can use it. So yeah. So so Sophia missed the first part. Is there any input data file for you have to find it from on the e-learning. I put everything, you know, like you have your cheat sheet, how to download Anaconda, how to gather the Fund of French 3-factor. So I cannot give you one source specific, because from your assignment you're gonna have different stocks. Maybe your stock is gonna be European, so you have to gather from a French factor, like for that stock from different source. So in this one, in this example, we used for Fama French, we used this lab resource. You can work on this to understand how to gather the factors for your Python coding, but it can depend like to the stock, like I said. So if you meant this, yeah, here the part we gathered the factors. So any more questions? I can also show you how to read. Let's check this. Okay, so when you open your finance, you'll get into the Apple website, and here you have your huge table, and it's of course from yesterday it closed price. You can see from November 12th, 4 p.m. and then overnight it was like this, blah blah. So here you have the information. So earnings are going to be happening like 29th of January. Forward dividends are like going to be like this percentage, and ex-dividend date was this. So you can read it like what's happening, like everything is super clear in this information table. And here we have our beta. It's 5-year monthly beta is like this, but for us it's different because we use different years. Now it's for the 2020 to 25, I would say. And here we'll have different like information too. So beta, what is beta? Beta is our coefficient for our market premium factor, and this is the market cap as the size factor, and this PE ratio is the value factor. So when we have the formula, like here, we have the beta, as we saw on the Yahoo Finance page, the market premium, the size factor, the value factor. So you can also check them from here. If you gonna have the time period for the last 5 years or this year in your assignment, so you can check it from here, or you can check like when you gather the data for your Python coding and you're not sure if the data is correct or not, so you can again check it from here, the historical data page section, but you have to wait a little bit. Your finance is not like it's lots of information in there. So you can see here you have the open, high, low, close, adjusted close. Like I said, the close is like adjusted close price after splits, and adjusted close is like after splits and dividends, and we'll see extra information capital gain distribution. So you can change your dates from here, and then you can see also the dividends on the capital gain stock splits. You're not going to need it this time, but maybe for the future. And you can also have a daily, weekly, monthly information. The daily you can check it, like if you gather the correct data or not. So, and yeah. Sharing again. So we don't have any more questions. Okay, so we have only 30 minutes also for finishing. Let's talk about the assignment. Do you have any questions regarding the assignment? Like more format of the assignment or the timing? I mean, I mentioned the assignment also in the introduction kickoff meeting, but if you have any specific questions, you can write at the chat. Otherwise, I will just explain what we will be doing in our assignment. So, like I said, like I want you to, the assignment will be, how to explain it more. Okay, so the assignment will be like this. Like I will ask you to do some analysis on Python. I will give you the stocks, the index, and you're gonna choose stock and the index and the time period, and you're gonna prepare your coding, and then you're gonna do your visualization, graphs and charts. And I want you to, okay, I will share my screen again. I want you to like here you saw the exercise. I want you to write the explanations, what you did, not just the coding. I want you to use this kind of markdowns, and also when you finish your regression table, you can write an explanation, small explanation under it as a markdown again, so I can understand, like you really understood what's going on, how the stock got affected by the factors, or what was the cause of the stock to move this way or not, so you can also understand better, and I can also see what you understood from the assignment and how did you learn coding by yourself, not just using some tools, but as a helper. So it will be like this, the assignment. So you're gonna have it next week. The assignment is gonna start on next week after 20th, and until that time you also have to register for this course, because why do I stop sharing my screen? Sorry. Let's go with yeah. Okay, so from our e-learning, you see this final registration for the course Academic Methods. You just click on it and you have to, until 20th of November, 12 p.m. you have time. So you have to register if you want to register or not, because after that I will open the assignment. So if you don't register by now, you cannot take the assignment and you cannot finish, you cannot finish part 2, and so you cannot continue with part 3. So you won't be having this academic methods course this semester, and next semester, you have to take it again in the winter semester. So if you want to register until 20th of November from the e-learning page. So it's not like the other courses, because we have 2 parts, different assignment dates. It's not the same exam period, like this all semester in all courses. That's why we're doing the registration like this. And if you do register and do not accomplish your assignment, then you're gonna get a failed note. So it's gonna show in your transcript at the end of the semester as 5.0. So that's also not good. So decide in this, if you didn't decide yet, decide please until the end until 20th of November if you're gonna take the course or not. So you can continue with the assignment, and the assignment is we're gonna finish it 10th of December, and then you're gonna have your part 2. So I would recommend you to also the part 3 section to see, these are the old years things. So yeah, like I said, register until the 20th of November. Do not forget that. And from here, I think most of you just checked everything what happened, like you watched the videos, and the Anaconda, how to download it. You have the books also here. They're really educated, and you can check how to get the Python libraries and stuff. So, and we have also the cheat sheet Anaconda here, so you can check the codings, the codes, etc. So let's stop sharing. So yeah, that's all what I will talk actually. If you have any questions, you can ask me now, and maybe in next one week you may have more questions, so you can also send me an email anytime. I will answer quickly, as quickly possible I can. So yeah, do you have more questions? What do you mean by task 1, Fatima? Task 1 for what? Do you mean part 1 of academic methods? You're not gonna get an exam for it or an assignment. It's just for you to refresh your memory about math and econometrics. It's not, it's just for you to check on your own knowledge, prepare yourself. It's not going to be, there is no exam or assignment for that. You're not going to be graded. No, you don't have to do anything about it. For part 1, there are the videos of calculus, basic calculus, and econometrics, basics of econometrics. So you just watch them and read the slides. So you just learn by yourself. If you don't have that information, or if you don't know, if you don't remember how to do econometrics or calculus, because the calculus from that part 1 is high school level. So just to refresh your knowledge, it's not going to be graded. Yeah, of course, you're welcome. If we don't have any more questions, and we already, yeah, okay. will not going to share the Jupyter script. I did, but I can share another exercise for you to practice on that can be a little bit longer because the one is really short and you can learn with the other exercise better. I will upload if you want to. Yeah, sure. And if you have any questions regarding that exercise, you can ask me, of course. You can send an email. I will upload after a class. No, I think, no, it's good to do the exercise for you. Of course, I will upload it. Any more questions? The examination will be, you're just gonna have an assignment for 20 days. You're gonna have a time period to finish your assignment. So it's gonna be doing some regression models on stock prices. Like you're gonna gather the data from Yahoo Finance or any other online source, and then you're gonna have your factors again gathered, and then you're gonna again like merge your data and then work on the regressions on your data, and then you're gonna have your results tables, and then I will like you to do also some visualization graphs and charts, and I want you to write small explanations as markdowns of what does, like what we did with the regression table, like what does this result tells you, like what is R squared being like this number, what does it mean or something. Yeah, you're gonna see it like how you're gonna deliver it from the e-learning. There are gonna be all the instructions in a week, so no worries. And the assignment is gonna be also on the e-learning, so just check it in 1 week. You're welcome. We have time. If you have any more questions, I can wait. Okay, so academic methods, you have to do like 2 assignments. From 1 assignment, my part 2. The second assignment will be from part 3. So I cannot give you any information about part 3 because it's from another chair, and it's Professor Sadri will be teaching you that part. So just check the e-learning, the dates when they announce. I think they would also send an email or announcement when you're gonna have your meeting with the professor and then work on part 3. So there's no final exam or something. It's 50-50. You have to do this assignment from part 2 and you have to do part 3 assignment. So then you're gonna have your overall grading. You cannot, like, it's not any other version. There is no other version. Like, it's, you have to do 2 assignments, and it's not gonna be, as I think for the part 3, it's also gonna be an assignment, not an exam. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, like I said, like prepare yourself. If you didn't watch the videos, just finish them this week. And I will send you the exercise, try to do the exercise. And then you can, if you have questions, you can ask me by email, or maybe we can, you know, arrange a meeting again, or you can come to my office. And, you know, like, if in the videos they're like from a couple years ago, my colleague posted like the record them, so some of the coding can be like out of date, so you have to work on it. But I showed you already how to do it like really quick. You have to take it from your finance library, for example, or gather the Fama French factors. so you can use new versions. And like I said, they can be a little bit out of date, the coding, but the mindset is the same, so there will be no problem. Just watch the videos, work on yourself with your Python, and try to find some tricks for yourself, because every code is also have another version of it you can use, so it's not specific, like you don't, like I showed you, like the taking the adjusted close, or like the close prices, like the from your finance website as a data, so you can have closed price, like the closed section, or you can have adjusted closed section, or you don't have to have all of them, like the high volume or low. So there are like different versions. It's really easy to and fun to play with coding. So you don't have to do everything exactly how it looks from the videos or how I just showed you. I just want you to have the right results. So yeah, if we don't have any more questions, I will just say goodbye to you guys. And if you have any questions, like I said, just send me an email and maybe we can arrange a meeting, or just I can give you some time to come to my office, or we can just I can reply by email for you to understand the answer of your question also. And like I said, do not forget to register for the course, because if you do forget, you cannot take the assignment, you cannot take the part 3 also, and you cannot finish the course. And if you already took it but you don't think like you can do it this semester, so you can also unregister yourself, I think, until the 20th of November. So just don't forget to register and follow the announcements. You're gonna see the the assignment next week on the e-learning, and all the instructions are gonna be there, so you don't have to worry about anything. You can understand it quickly, and then you're gonna have 20 days, like more than 2 weeks, to finish your assignment, so you have enough time. So don't stress yourself, and yeah, enjoy your rest of your week, and see you again. Bye.